Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Daily Six. I'm on my way to Duncan on this really steamy summer morning. Hope you've been enjoying our study of the Old Testament, particularly discovering the Sabbath. This thing God has given to us, a sign between Him and us, and a means by which we can experience genuine rest. There's another layer God's been showing me. I can't wait to share with you. Can you grab a Bible? Deuteronomy chapter 5. It's the fifth book of the Bible. Deuteronomy 5. Get it open and let's talk. Now, you may remember we started this whole week in Exodus chapter 20 as God revealed His Sabbath to the people of Israel. And that was an account of where God gave the Ten Commandments initially to God's people. And Deuteronomy is the same story, but it is told really 40 years later, after the people of Israel had wandered throughout the desert. Moses has led them now. They're right to the very edge of the promised land, and he's about to die and pass on his leadership to Joshua. So he recounts all that God had been doing in the people of Israel and through him. Now, in this context, we're going to gain a few extra thoughts, a few extra ideas that maybe weren't found in the Exodus account. So let's look at it together. It's the same Ten Commandments, right? In verse 7, you shall have no other gods before me. In verse 8, do not make for yourself an idol in the form of anything. Verse 11, do not misuse the name of the Lord your God. And then verse 12, what we've been studying all week so far, that we are to observe the Sabbath by keeping it holy, as the Lord your God has commanded you. In 6 days you shall labor and do all your work. But the seventh day, this is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. And on it you shall not do any work, neither you, nor your son or daughter, nor your manservant or maidservant, not your ox, your donkey, any of your animals, the aliens within your gates. And then, friends, here's where Moses gives us a different layer, something that additional that God had revealed to him, that he shared with the people of Israel, not recorded in Exodus. Here's the reason. Do you notice this? That he's not wanting us, we're to take a Sabbath, but also everyone within our enterprise, right? So for those that have a family, obviously not you, your son, your daughter, those who have servants, those who have employees in our parlance, in our day and age, the manservant, maidservant. Not even our animals, the ox, the donkey, those are the animals that would work the farm fields and so forth. No one within your enterprise, the aliens within your gates. In our context, that would be like migrant workers, immigrant workers that might be a part of our situation right now at my house. I've got a couple of really, really friendly, beautiful men that have obviously are immigrants to our country working on some repairs on our house. And even those folks that you don't even know that are more distant within your sphere of influence, let none of them work on the Sabbath. Why? Do you see it there? So that your manservant and maidservant may rest just as you do. So God is calling the people of Israel that everything they're about, their commerce, their business, the things they want to get accomplished, even the people that they engage with to get that work, that commerce done, God is wanting everyone to experience rest. Verse 15, remember that you were slaves in Egypt, and the Lord your God brought you out of there with a mighty hand, with an outstretched arm. So therefore, because of that, because of what God has done for you in delivering you from your own slavery, because of that, therefore, the Lord your God has commanded you to observe the Sabbath day. Well, friends, I don't know if this is catching you or not. You know, over in Exodus chapter 20 that we began this week with, God defends the Sabbath, or gives the rationale that God, even God himself, in the 6 days, God made the heavens and the earth and the sea, all that's in them, but he rested on that seventh day. Even God himself had to take a rest, had to take a break. And we're not stronger than him, right? So now he's saying everything you're involved in, everybody, all the people that you would engage, let them also have an experience of rest. That feels pretty unreasonable in our culture, doesn't it? I mean, there's so much commerce going on all over America. 7 days a week, we expect our services to be open. It wasn't hard for me to think of one business. You might think of it, Chick-fil-A as a very popular business in our country. And, some people got sideways with them politically. And I think that's all stupid to get sideways with businesses over political matters. You might disagree with me, but that's not my thing. But think of this. They close on Sundays, and they say very specifically, a fast food business, they're all open 7 days a week, but not them. Because they say we want our employees, we want everybody to have a day of rest and a day of worship. And regardless of whatever else you think about that company, they've done really well for themselves, haven't they? You see, God understands that if we will keep a Sabbath day holy, that everything else we need to accomplish is going to be even more blessed. When rest is a part of our rhythm, when slowing down and honoring God and keeping God the center of our life is a part of our natural rhythms, all that other business, all those other goals, all that other stuff that we feel like we need to accomplish, God will be with it and he will bless it. So I wonder, friends, could you give God 6 more minutes? And as we've been doing all week long, examining your heart, what is it that you feel is more important or needs to be done that's keeping me from observing a single day a week, 1 day a week where we give God everything? And ask him again today. Think about those accomplishments, those responsibilities. God, what could you do? Could you, in fact, bear greater fruit in those enterprises if I did, in fact, devote a day of holiness unto you? Give God 6 minutes, make that your prayer, and then come on back tomorrow. We're going to see one more layer of this right here on the Daily Six.